Good morning, Moon Scholars. Happy Thursday. Today is May 7th, 2020. And today's objective is I can read and answer questions about a text. The question is should Lewis H. Latimer have the same amount of fame for inventing the light bulb as Thomas Edison? That is your question. Should Lewis Latimer have the same amount of fame? Take a minute and think about that. Was his contributions to making the light bulb just as important as Thomas Edison's? What did he do that made his contributions just as valuable? Would we have a light bulb today if it were not for Lewis Latimer's contributions? These are the types of questions that you ask yourself when you are trying to find answers. You take the question, then you brainstorm with it. You ask questions, and then, if you like, you can jot those things down. The brainstorming part of it is fun. You just take a few minutes or as long as you need, and you just think about the question. Think about what were his contributions? What were Latimer's contributions? And you can jot them down. And then you can do a comparison. You can do the Venn diagram, which would be perfect for this type of question. You can draw a Venn diagram. And on one end, you'll label it Lewis Latimer contributions, and then the other bubble, you'll label Thomas Edison's contributions to inventing the light bulb. And then the little center part is what they both have in common. So you can use that Venn diagram as a way to compare and contrast. Once you do that, you can then see the valuable contributions that each inventor made to inventing the light bulb. And that could give you a clear picture of just how much they contributed. And then you could look at what they did and look and weigh how valuable each contribution was. Were they the same? Were they different? Did one have more contributions than the other? Did one have more effective contributions than the other? See, that is the way to really analyze and look at what part each inventor played to be able to answer this question. So, whenever you're going to answer a question, you want to make sure you look at it, you analyze it. If you're comparing it with two people, of course you want to use your Venn diagram to just really look at the two different things that were involved, which contribution was effective, which was not. What did they have in common? And then once you get it all written out, you can pretty much weigh. You can weigh the information and see which contribution was more effective. And then by looking at that information, that will help you to arrive at an answer for your question. Did Lattimore have the same, should he have the same amount of fame for inventing the light bulb as Thomas Edison? Okay? Should he have the same amount of fame? That is the prompt that you are going to answer for today. Now, we know that you will have to reread your article. Please reread your article. And as you reread your article, I want you to take notes, get some pencil and paper, just jot down important information because you already know your prompt. So now that you have the prompt in mind, you know what type of information that you are looking for. Okay? You're looking for whether or not you say Lewis Lattimore should have the same fame. Well, if that's going to be your if that's going to be your answer, then you should be able to find details in the article that supports your claim that Lewis Lattimore should have the same amount of fame. Okay? You should be able to tell us why and prove it by getting the details and the evidence from the article and writing that information in your response. Okay? If you, on the other hand, think that Lewis Lattimore should not have the same amount of fame as Edison, then of course you should explain that as well. Okay? And give us supporting details again from the article. All right, so in today's assignment, you will answer that prompt. You will give me a written response. Your written response should be at least 10 sentences. So I'm not asking a whole lot for today's assignment. Just to answer the prompt, and it should be at least 10 sentences. Make sure your grammar and your spelling is on task, okay? If you're unsure about how to spell a word, please use your dictionary, all right? Because we're going to practice more on writing with good punctuation and good grammar. So let's go back and reread our responses and check for any misspelled words. And if you're not sure if it's misspelled or not, then just look it up and double check to make sure that it is spelled correctly. Now, I want you to, in writing your response, I would like to see you use some of the vocabulary words that you have learned this week. So please write your response using some of your vocabulary words. That would be very nice, okay? So if you have any questions about what your writing assignment is for today, do not hesitate to pick up the phone and call me, all right? So I will be grading your writing. Also, please make sure that you write your response in the table that is provided for you. This table is attached to the assignment page. Make sure that you write your response in the table online. Make sure that you press the Turn In button once you have completed your assignment. Because some of you are forgetting to click the Turn In button, and then I am not getting your assignments to grade. So let's make sure that you click that Turn In button and get that assignment to me. And one last thing is, I want to remind you all to go back and check the answers to your Do Now questions that you get each day. So if you complete a Do Now for today, The next day is when the assignments have been ready for you'll be able to see the corrections. So for the following day, I want you to go back and check your answers because I would have checked your answers by then. So go back and make sure you look at your previous do nows to see which questions that you got correct and which questions you did not get correct. Okay, guys. So have fun with today's assignment, and I'll be hearing from you soon.